I've been noticing something lately. It's not making headlines, but it's happening. More and more people are packing up and leaving Canada. Not for a sabbatical, not for an extended trip, they're leaving for good. In 2024 alone, more than 81,000 people left Canada. That's the highest number we've seen in over 5 years, according to Statistics Canada. And it got me thinking, why are so many people walking away from a country that at least on paper seems like a great place to live? So in this video, I want to unpack the 5 main reasons people are leaving Canada in 2025. It's a mix of real experiences, patterns I've noticed over time, and what the numbers are actually showing. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about housing. Home ownership used to feel like a normal part of life here. A goal you could work toward. Get a job, save up, find a place. Not easy, but possible. But for a lot of people now, that dream feels more like a moving target. As of early 2025, the average home price in Canada is just under 690,000 Canadian dollars. In Toronto, it's over 1.1 million Canadian dollars. In Vancouver, it's closer to $1.2 million. These are not luxury homes. We're talking about average detached or semi-detached properties. And for most people, it's not even about buying anymore. Even renting has become a stretch. According to rentals.ca, average rent for a 1-bedroom in Toronto is 2,600 Canadian dollars a month. And in Vancouver, it's 2,900 Canadian dollars a month. So people are saving, working multiple jobs, even moving in with family, and still can't get close. For many, the idea of stability here just isn't lining up with reality anymore. Number 2 is cost of living. You probably don't need a stat to tell you that groceries are more expensive, and you feel it in the smallest things. The $8 carton of eggs, the $7 head of lettuce, and the $6 loaf of bread. The basics are just no longer basic. And it's not just groceries. Gas prices, utility bills, streaming subscriptions, phone plans, it all stacks up. And it doesn't even feel like you're living extravagantly. It feels like you're just trying to keep up. Meanwhile, wages haven't done much. According to Statistics Canada, average wage growth has barely outpaced inflation over the past 3 years. So even if you're earning a bit more, it doesn't go further. Over time, the financial strain adds up, and it's not unusual for people to start considering whether living somewhere else might make more sense. And we're seeing it happen. Some retirees are choosing places like Portugal or Mexico where their pensions go further. Others, especially remote workers, are relocating to parts of Southeast Asia or South America. Number 3, job opportunities. This one comes up in nearly every conversation I have with skilled professionals. In 2023, the number of Canadian-born individuals living in the US jumped by 42,000 in just 1 year. That brought the total to over 820,000, many of them professionals. Why? Because the US, Europe, and parts of Asia are offering not just higher pay but more upward mobility. A software engineer in Canada might make 120,000 Canadian dollars annually. That same role in the US, 170,000 US dollars annually, with stock options and better benefits. And it's not just tech. Doctors, engineers, academics, they're all weighing the same math. Even newcomers to Canada, many of whom came here for opportunity, are leaving. A study by the Institute for Canadian Citizenship found that 1 in 5 immigrants who arrived since 1980 have already left. Their top reason? Lack of economic mobility. For many, it's about finding better job opportunities that reflect their value and long-term goals. If you're in a field like tech, finance, or remote work, it's hard not to notice that some other countries are offering higher salaries, more flexibility, or faster career growth. Number 4, high taxes. Let's talk about something that comes up in almost every money conversation in Canada: taxes. Now, most people don't mind paying their fair share. We all want roads that work, schools that function, hospitals that aren't falling apart. But at some point, you start looking at your pay stub and asking, where is all this money actually going? For a lot of middle and high income earners, taxes feel like a slow leak in their financial life. You're budgeting, saving, maybe even side hustling, but you're still not seeing meaningful progress. In Ontario, if you make over 100,000 annually, you're paying about 43% in combined federal and provincial income tax. Hit 235,000 and you're over 53%. And that doesn't include sales tax, carbon tax, property tax, or fees on everything from renewing your license plate to buying a bottle of shampoo. A recent survey by the Fraser Institute found that nearly half of Canadians feel they pay too much tax for the services they get. Some Canadians, especially professionals or business owners, are making the call to leave. And it's not always about getting rid of taxes. It's about feeling like there's value in return, where earning more doesn't mean losing half of it. When you're working hard, building something, and trying to get ahead, and it feels like the system is stacked against you, it's only natural to start looking at other options. Whether it's moving to a lower tax province or leaving the country entirely, people are taking a closer look at the numbers. Last but not the least, healthcare. According to a 2023 Angus Reid survey, nearly 6 in 10 Canadians said they had trouble accessing healthcare when they needed it, whether that was seeing a family doctor, getting diagnostics, or booking specialist appointments. Staffing shortages, long waits, and regional gaps in service have made the system feel less dependable. So while it's still publicly funded, timely care isn't always guaranteed. As of late 2024, more than 6.5 million Canadians didn't have a family doctor. That's about 1 in 6 people. And the average wait time to see a specialist after a referral, 30 weeks. Not days, 30 weeks. And when you're in pain or anxious or just trying to take care of someone you love, it's not just frustrating, it's scary. Some Canadians are going abroad for treatment, paying out of pocket in the US or Mexico just to skip the wait. And it's not a criticism of healthcare workers. They're doing what they can in a system that's under strain. But when wait times grow and access becomes harder, people naturally start thinking about alternatives. They start thinking about their quality of life, how delays in care impact their family, and whether a different location might offer something more reliable and accessible, even if that means paying out of pocket. With all that said, this video isn't meant to criticize Canada. No country is perfect. Every place has its trade-offs, its challenges, its growing pains, but that doesn't mean we stop asking questions. Maybe this can be an invitation to think, to really pause and consider what kind of life we're building here. Because when so many people choose to leave, it's worth listening to what that says. If you're someone who's thought about leaving, or if you already have, I'd really like to hear your thoughts. What's your experience living in Canada right now? Are you planning to stay or considering a move? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.